Hey everyone, how you all doing today and welcome back to another video. So look at the team on the screen. Yes, that is a Shanatic. I actually went 13-2 with this team. I had two 4-1s and a 5-0. The double astonishing really put in work and it was so much fun to use. I'm telling you, I've never... Shanatic, no offense to anyone who loves this Pokemon, but I feel like it's such a forgettable Pokemon. I've had people come into the chat and say, what evolves into Shanatic? They didn't even remember, that was Morlo. But again, it worked so well. Never thought I would be using this Pokemon. I have Dragapult as well. Absolutely love it. So glassy, but it was so much fun. And this team really worked. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it and see what we got going on. This is the Fantasy Cup, so we have a Shadow Mawile to start things off. Beautiful lead, especially if they're running Fire Fang, right? They do switch out a little bit of a slow switch on their end, but that's okay. Azu comes in, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Grass type. Now, Grass, of course, going to be weak to Ice. You do have to respect the Ice Beam, but not the first one because you do live it and you're not in danger of being farmed down. But my opponent decides to top left that game. So good game. Well played to my opponent. Kind of hard counted though. Not really much they could do. Ooh, another good lead. Let's go. We have a Lucario lead. Now you have to keep in mind both my Pokemon in the back do resist the Force Palm attack. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stay in for a little bit and throw this Dragon Pulse because I want to go ahead and either do so much damage to it or get a shield. We do go ahead and pick up a shield. Now I can go ahead and bring in my Dragon Pulse. Now, I do have to shield this attack because this attack is going to be a move that KOs me, a Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse is not tanky in the Great League, so you do have to respect that. I can go ahead and throw the Breaking Swipe. Now, at the time, I did these live on Twitch, twitch.tv/PurpleKyogaPvP. I didn't think that was going to KO. I know Turtonator is weak to it, but I just wasn't aware of it. But because of the high attack stat, we were able to KO it. And you can see we easily live these Force Palm attacks. I'm just going to go ahead and throw a Breaking Swipe. This one I knew wouldn't KO, but I wanted to get it off. I mean, I could have shielded that and the Lucario would have fainted, but I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. Blaze Kick. Oh, that's why I didn't shield it. I knew it was either a Blaze Kick, a Thunder Punch, or a Power Up Punch because they were not at the Shadow Ball. So I was in no danger of being knocked out. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and just switch in my last Pokemon, which is not my last Pokemon, but I'm going to bring in my Turtonator. I'm going to go ahead and go for the sneaky bait right now, just so I don't debuff myself. They actually call that, yeah. I mean, I don't actually know why I threw that because I could have thrown the Overheat, and then if they shielded, got to another Overheat. Even though I'm debuffed, it still would have KO'd it. I don't know, but either way, we got the win nonetheless. Even if they called out, which they did, I know Shanatic would have been able to win anyway. Good game. Moving on, Turtonator into Galarian Weezing. So, Galarian Weezing, actually a little bit rough for this team, I'm not going to lie. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is throw the Overheat. I do expect a shield from the Empoleon. And then I think I pivot out after this. I mean, I have to leave, right? Yeah, I do leave into Shanatic. I actually catch the move. I wasn't anticipating the catch, but I do actually catch it. And it's a Hydro Cannon. Of course, we could easily take that. Do I make it to a Seed Bomb? I do not because I knew they got to the Drill Peck / Hydro Cannon, both moves. So I'm going to go ahead and respect the Drill Peck. And it's a Hydro. Maybe they're not running it, but regardless, it doesn't matter because I could just farm down with Astonish. And that's what I do. Fortress coming in. Okay. My Turtonator will love to meet that Fortress, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the Moonblast. And keep in mind, I do resist these Volt Switch attacks, so I prefer the little bit of lag. I had a little bit of glitchiness going on in the stream, but it's not long. It's gone now. So they do shield that. That's awesome because look at that. One Incinerate is going to KO, and they actually throw the attack. I feel like they could have gotten the farm down. I don't know, but either way, they throw the sand attack. That will be enough to KO. One Incinerate, and they do get off another attack. I think I let it go. No, I actually shielded it. Okay. Sand Tomb. Interesting. I don't know why I shielded that. I knew that was a Sand Tomb. But I don't think it matters. We get a little bit of lag. I thought that maybe the game just froze and we were going to get a loss there. A little bit unfortunate. But I do have this Overheat. They have an attack first. Okay, fair enough. If it's Overheat, I live. If it's Brutal Swing, I live. Play Rough, I will not live. Sludge, I live. So they needed a Play Rough, essentially, for me not to survive that. So I do get off my Overheat, and this will be enough to knock out. Yeah, Galarian Weezing's interesting in the Fantasy Cup. I've seen a lot, but I feel like most moves most move sets are gonna have sludge, and then I've also seen overheat as well. But I think I've seen brutal swing. But definitely sludge all the time. But either way, I think this one is the play rough. Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's a play rough there. So I guess I've seen all the moves, but I think the most common moveset is sludge, and either overheat or play rough. But my opponent has play rough, which I don't like. But I do go ahead and switch out. The fairy wins and chunk it away. We are not bulky. So again, you do have to respect the move. If they have brutal swing, they will throw it. They don't, because they're throwing the play rough. At least I assume they don't. Sand Slash coming in. Do I throw the Shadow Ball? I do go straight for it. No baiting here. I'm just going to go ahead and go straight for it. See if my opponent shields. My opponent does shield, so that was a great call by my opponent there. Would have been nice to get that breaking swipe off, but it was not meant to be. Now, if I did bait, I would have been able to make the ball here. They probably would have thrown an attack, so I didn't make it. But either way, it's fine. It feints to one Incinerate, so I can go ahead and bring it in. I do get my Incinerate through, which is good, because a lot of times I was... The night I was streaming these battles, I was being denied a lot, which is never great, right? Okay, I'm going to save the energy. I wanted to save the energy on Turtonator in case something gets one-shot by Overheat. And look at that. Something gets one-shot by Overheat. And it is going to be a Lucario. In fact, I think Moonblast actually KOs as well because of how glassy the Lucario is. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Moonblast right now. It is neutral, but yeah, it just KOs it. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Alright, very nice. We're going to go ahead and dive into the next battle. Turtonator into Salamence. So I could have actually stayed in here because that's Fire Fang, but I wasn't thinking of Fire Fang. So you could argue it's a mistake. I would say it definitely is because we do double resist the Fire Fang. They single resist Incinerate, but it is what it is. It's fine. And I am going to go ahead and shield this because I did get the debuff on Breaking Swipe, so I do want to see if I could actually flip this. And I do flip it thanks to that debuff from Breaking Swipe. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't get the debuff there. So very nice indeed. Hold on. I just want to see if I got a text message here. I don't mean to do this. Okay, I did. Sorry about that. Here comes the Fire Fang Salamence. Okay. I don't know what I thought it was. What is the other fast move? It's Dragon Breath, right? It's not like Dragon Tail. Something. I think it has a Dragon Fast move. I think that's why I switched out. I wasn't even thinking of Fire Fang. I do understand Fire Fang because it was buffed this season, but it's just a move I was not even considering. I'm gonna be honest. But they do get off their attack. I live a fly. Well, I do. Barely, but I do live it. And I do get off my overheat into the Goliath Wheeze, and you love to see it. Alright. So this is going to be enough to KO, but they do actually give up a shield. I mean, they have to. So they do farm me down. Shiinotic, come on. I am double weak to Sludge. That is the problem when it comes to Shiinotic. And this Sludge from a Shadow, no doubt. Easy KO. So good game to my opponent. Very well played, but we did have a 4-1 in the first set with this team, so you love to see it. Moving on, Turtonator into Turtonator. Me of a match. So, okay, so... it really comes down to CMP. I do have a raid caught one, so I have 12 attack. And obviously they do as well because they have higher than 12 attack. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have to shield this one. I have no choice. So that's unfortunate because I know I'm going to just lose the Turtonator, or I could catch the Dragon Pulse. And... you know what's interesting? I could have quit it on Shiinotic because I do double resist it, but then taking the Incinerate damage afterwards is never fun. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my Dragon Pulse now. And I think I just ultimately sacrificed the Turtonator. Probably not the best play. I probably should have caught on Shiinotic. So as you can see, they do get it off. But throughout these battles... I kept on forgetting Shiinotic was part fairy. I just kept on thinking it was a grass type. And it is a grass type, but like pure grass type. So I should have quit, thinking back on it, onto the Shiinotic, and I think I said that on stream as well. But it is what it is. I didn't do that. Out comes the Azu. Okay, well the good thing about this situation is, well, I tried to catch, but the good thing about that situation is I take neutral damage. Or resisted damage from bubble, excuse me. They do have a Whimsicott, so they have double fairy. Okay. Moonblast is going to do a lot to me. Yeah, the big problem here is that they're going to be able to make a move. Like I tried to catch the Ice Beam. Well, not that I really want to catch an Ice Beam on Shiinotic. I'm weak to Ice. But yeah, the big problem is they could just bubble me down, just go for an attack against Dragapult, and I think I'm one short from the Shadow Ball. I think that's why I messed up. Yeah, because as you see, that doesn't KO, and I think I am one short. Yeah. So basically, I needed to leave with a Shadow Ball. I would have won CMP here if I did, and then I would have been able to KO that Azu. So yeah, mistake on my end, but that's okay. Good game to my opponent. Really well played. They played really well. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle, shall we? Turtonator into Empoleon. Okay, this is actually not that bad. Even Waterfall, because we take neutral damage from it. And we're doing neutral as well. They actually have Metal Claw, which is really, really shocking. Usually you would see Steel Wing, right? Or Waterfall, but they actually they're trying to catch an Overheat, but they caught a Dragon Pulse onto the Giratina. Not something they wanted to catch. But that is fantastic for us. I do get the farm down with the Dragapult. Empoleon coming in. I know it's Hydro or Drill Peck. I know I live a Drill Peck. I certainly love a Hydro Cannon. It is resisted, and there's the Hydro Cannon. It still does a lot of damage. It just does so much damage, just because Dragapult really cannot take a hit, right? So I will go ahead and throw the Breaking Swipe. And I do get to one more, barely, but look at that. I get to one more. You love to see it. So we're going to deny all of this energy. Absolutely beautiful. Or get the shield, which is what happened. So that's beautiful as well. I think I put in, yeah, Turtonator. Okay. Flygon's fine. What I'm going to do is just Dragon Pulse this to KO it. They do get off an attack. Dragon Claw does KO, so I'm going to definitely shield it. And we're definitely good here because we still have a shield. We could Astonish that down, honestly. My opponent actually just top left it. So good game to my opponent. They didn't know what I had in the back, but there's nothing they could do there. No matter what it was, right? I mean, I had a shield. No matter what it was, I was going to win that. Good game. Moving on, Turtonator into Azu. So this is a really bad lead, right? Azumel, of course. Some people do run Flash Cannon on Turtonator for the Azu. It's still not great, even with Flash Cannon, but at least it has some play. They bring in Weezing. I'm telling you right now, I was going to bait this. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and full send. And we get the no shield. We get the one shot. I couldn't believe that they did not shield that. I was so happy. Obviously, they were calling the bait. Maybe you're not aware of the moveset of Dragapult. That could be a thing. But that was fantastic. I'm glad I didn't bait that. They probably called the bait there. My Incinerate did not go through, right? I was denied, I think. I don't think it went through. Yeah, I was denied a lot, unfortunately. I just let that go through because I know they have an Azu. Unfortunately, my Incinerate just didn't go through. I mean, I'm still going to win the game, but really unfortunate, right? You hate when the game doesn't work like it should, like intended, right? I mean, you're supposed to get your move through. My move did not go through. It has cost me games in the past. I think this night it did cost me a game as well, actually. Not in these sets, I don't think, but really unfortunate. But that being said, they have Play Rough. They don't have Ice Beam, which is actually even better for me, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to be able to get the 2 Seed Bombs and KO it. Actually, in fact, at this point, I could just go ahead and Astonish down, but I don't think I do that. I think what I do is I shield this, right? And then I go up to the back-to-back Seed Bomb. I don't know why I just didn't Astonish down. I knew they didn't have Ice Beam. I was keeping track of energy, but it doesn't really matter. They do shield that, and I can go ahead and throw another one. Might as well throw it. I have the moves, and I know a Seed Bomb obviously KOs, but great game to my opponent. Well played to them. A little bit of freezing going on here. Sometimes that means they top left it. I don't know if that's what happened, but either way, good game. Good game. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle. Turtonator! Azu, another Azu. Are we going to have the same situation where there's a Galarian Weezing and we're going to one-shot it? Let's find out. So my opponent is staying in. I do like this play by my opponent to stay in and throw an attack before I get to an attack, right? So they could rip away a shield. I do think that's a really good play. And that's exactly what they do before switching out. But it looks like they're actually not switching out at all. I will throw the Shadow Ball. I decided not to bait here. Again, you could bait, but we saw what happened with Weezing, and it's going to happen again against the Azu. I'm actually going to double shield now since they let that go. I think I probably still would have shielded, even if they shielded, so I can get the final shield, but I am down 2 shields, which is not ideal, but we know Turtonator does really well here. This bait was really bad. This is a bad bait because they know I have Turtonator, so why would I bait there? It makes no sense. We did get the attack debuff, which helped, but the Shadow Ball would have done a lot more. But what I should have honestly just done is just save the energy. Just save the energy and bring in Turtonator instead of throwing it. Yeah, I don't know why I threw that, but either way, it's fine. But look what comes in. Look at those Incinerates. At this point, we just win based on fast moves alone, right? We did get a sneak there, but it's not going to go through because it's KOs. But yeah, we just win on fast moves alone at this point. They still have 2 shields, and that is going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. Nothing they could do at that point. Cool, so let's go ahead and move into the next one. Turtonator. Into Turtonator. Okay. So again, I do have a raid quote 1, but it is 12 attack. I wish I had a higher attack 1. I would recommend a higher attack 1, like a raid quote 1, just so you win CMP in the mirror match if you're running Turtonator. Even higher than 12 attack. But it looks like I do win CMP. Maybe they have a good IV1. I don't know. It could have been traded for. Who knows? But either way, my opponent does go ahead and shield that. So I'm going to go ahead and shield as well. So I know I do win this matchup, but they might have a Pokemon they might want to catch on. It could be an Azumel, could be something else, could be a Flygon. They're not going to catch a Flygon. But it is a Azumel. So great catch by my opponent. I kind of expected it, but I didn't want to have to shield first. So what I'm going to do here is, because they have a Dragon Pulse ready, I'm going to charge back up to the Dragon Pulse and then switch out. Because I know I win CMP, and I want to make sure I have it ready as well if I need it for their Turtonator. So I did farm up for that again. And Ice Beam coming in. I really don't want to shield Shiinotic, but I think I'm going to have to. Either that or I'm going to have to let it go. So you do go ahead and throw the Seed Bomb, but we know it's not enough to knock out, unfortunately. My opponent will throw an attack. I do decide to let it go. I think I Astonish down. Yeah, I do Astonish down with Dragapult. I like that play. I think I'm going to, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So we do get it down there. Very nice indeed. Out comes Whimsicott. But keep in mind, I charged back up for the Overheat or the Dragon Pulse, right? They actually let that go. And I can go ahead and switch in and throw my attack. Now, I think they would deny that. I think they were supposed to get their Incinerate through. But fortunately for me, they don't actually get one through right there. They throw that attack. That was not CMP because I got my move through. So, okay, I mean, at the end of the day, that works for me. So I'm going to be able to get mine off. And this is going to be enough to knock out. So I probably would have lost this if I did not win CMP here, right? Unless if, I mean, even if they KO'd, maybe I'd make it to a Shadow Ball against it. I don't know. But either way, great game to my opponent. Well played to them. Another 4-1. We're jumping into the 5-0 set now. It's going to be my Turtonator into Sans. Oh, man. Does it get any better than this? Let me know in the comments down below. The answer is no. As they're coming in, of course, Shiinotic is coming out. I've been having a lot of fun with Shiinotic. It's not a Pokemon you see all the time, right? You don't see it at all. But Astonish is so good that it could actually make it meta relevant, which is pretty wild, right? So, yeah, because, you know, they swapped in their bubble ahead or whatever, maybe 2 bubbles. Because of that, they're going to be able to outpace, unfortunately, which is not great in this situation because you do have to shield the Ice Beam if you want to maintain Switch. But I think I farmed down now. So I do have a lot of energy coming out of it. So ultimately, it ends up working out for me. So much energy with my Shiinotic, but where will it go? Against Galarian Weezing. Okay, so Galarian Weezing, I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, kind of an issue for this team. But look at that Moonblast. I mean, that still did a good amount of damage, right? Look how much damage that did. It just depends, right? Because, like, obviously Sludge is going to be really great against Shiinotic. And then you have Brutal Swing will play rough against Dragapult. You got the play rough against Turtonator in case they're running it. So that's why Weezing is kind of rough. Look how much Brutal Swing does. But I do switch out immediately. I know they have a Sandslash, and I know this is going to be a good game because I have 1 shield, and I can just safely shield their attack. Well played. Great game to my opponent. And we're going to go ahead and move into the next battle. Turtonator into... Ooh, okay. Galarian Weezing. They are staying... That tells me that they might be running play rough if they are staying here. But they tried to catch on Azu. Okay, I respect that. Good catch. Or a good attempt at a catch. But fortunately, it was not successful. Yeah, I see. I really don't want to shield this matchup, right? Because like if I shield this, I know the Weezing is coming in, and I know the Weezing has a lot of energy. Um, if that was CMP, obviously I have a decision to make. If it was not CMP, I could click on my move because I do win CMP. Oh, they actually shield. I think I'm okay with shielding just because they shielded. Yeah, so I am okay with shielding because they shielded that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and shield as well. And they bring in the Weezing. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Moonblast. It'll do a good amount of damage. We've seen it. And that's totally fine. This can take out Shiinotic just fine. And I'll let this go. And I think Sludge obviously is going to knock out. I think actually, I do Incinerate it down. No, I guess if I brought in Dragapult, I guess they get off an attack. They go for Overheat there, which is good. I double resist that. So yeah, I think bringing in Turtonator is the way to go. Because if they got off an attack against Dragapult, like Brutal Swing, whatever they could have, Play Rough. They don't have Play Rough because they have Overheat, but it would have been a disaster for me. They add a move now. I'm going to click on the Breaking Swipe on CMP. Hoping that this would KO through the shield. Because for those that don't know, when you shield, you still take 1 point of damage. I didn't think they were at 1 HP. I was just hoping they were at 1 HP. You feel me? So that will knock out. They will not make it to another move. And I do have moves for days. So I'm going to go ahead and go for my Overheat against the Excadrill. And when I saw the Excadrill come in, I was so grateful it was an Excadrill because I knew I would one-shot that. Good game to my opponent. Well played to them. Well played to them. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next battle. Yeah, a longer video today. Let me know how you've been enjoying this type of content. I've been having fun making it again. Been a while, but having fun. Yeah, I remember I was shocked when this came because that's a great matchup for me. Dragapult resist Razor Leaf. It might not look like it because of how squishy Dragapult is. When I saw that they top lefted, I didn't click any bubbles. But like, yeah, that was really interesting. I don't know. Azu in theory could have stayed in, but obviously, like the thing is, Kartana cannot be on Turtonator, right? But either way, good game to my opponent. Good luck to you this season. Ooh, Sand Attack. Okay, Turtonator does not want to see Flygon, so we're gonna go ahead and pivot out into Dragapult. Unfortunately, I do have to respect these Dragon Claws because they will. I mean, I might live one from a non-shadow, but. Here's another situation where I was thinking, I probably should bait. There's no way they don't shield this, especially since I'm down a shield. But they don't shield it! Let's go! Let's go! I guess they're calling the baits. I mean, I don't think that's a bad play. It could go either way, you know? But fortunately for me, I full sent it. A little bit of lag. I do apologize. I wasn't using... during these battles, my capture card because it wasn't working. I was using a screen mirroring app, and I was having some issues like with lag and things like that. But it only lasted a few seconds. It wasn't too bad throughout the stream. Squishy Sands totally fine. We could easily take that. Azu coming in, and Turtonator does not really want to see a zoom out, so I'm gonna go ahead and just fire off this Seed Bomb right now. Super effective damage. Love to see it. Now at this range, I can't really take an Ice Beam, so I do have to shield the attack right now. But it's Play Rough, so they're not running it. They're running Hydro Pump, and I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Well, not really a secret. I actually do like Hydro Pump Azumel in this meta. So if I was running it, I feel like I would go Play Rough Hydro Pump as well. But you know, we'll see. Maybe it depends on the team comp, but. Because of that, I actually do live that and get off this attack, which is huge. You absolutely love to see it. So this is going to be enough to KO the Azumel. I barely lived that. I was concerned when they got to the attack. But that's a non-shadow Flygon, so I'm definitely going to be able to live this. Even a shadow one, I would live that Dragon Claw. But Scorching Sands from a shadow, I don't think I'd live. But either way, good game to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. Turtonator in the Fortress. Oh, man, this is a great matchup. Double weak to my Incinerate damage. Empoleon, okay. It is a Shadow Empoleon, so I have to shield the attack, the Drill Peck. I have to respect it. I'm weak to it. So I'm going to go ahead and shield it. Of course, it is Drill Peck. If it was a regular one, maybe I could take that. I'm going to go ahead and throw, I think, a turn before they get to another one. I think I did. Because it's 5 to drill peck. So I'm going to go ahead and throw Seed Bomb. They do shield, so they are at the move. I could shield and Astonish down, and I do think it's worth it because, of course, having Turtonator on Fortress is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and do just that. And, okay, I still have gas in the tank. At least Shinotic does. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off the Moonblast. Look how much that did to Fortress. Look at that, it's below 50% already with the Astonish plus Moonblast. I could have went for Seed Bomb, but why would I go for Seed Bomb? I'm going to go ahead and go for Moonblast. I thought maybe they would throw, but I resist Volt Switch. So who are you trying to farm down here? But they actually switch. Okay, Excadrill. That was a good play. I kind of pivoted it out immediately into Turtonator without really thinking that I didn't have any shields left, and I'm going to get KO'd here. But that's fine. Dragapult, because Dragapult can farm down here. Here's the problem. So I actually almost lose this one. I definitely do misplay here. I could have played this better. So they do have enough for the Earthquake, and I was hoping they didn't have Earthquake on it, but they do have Earthquake. So I bring in my Shinotic, and they make it to a move. Wait. No, oh yeah, it's Sand Tomb. I didn't think I lived it. I literally lived. How did I live that? I was at like 5 HP or 6 HP. But I lived that, and I get off my move. Now, I definitely made mistakes in that battle, but to win that, absolutely fantastic. You love to see it. With that being said, that will be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching the video, everyone. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.